today I'm doing a video I've not done for a long time, and that is a Disney pin video. I used to do these sort of maybe once a month last year, but I haven't really been buying that many pins of late. I've been trying to really sell off my pins or trade, but I'm really trying to get my collection down to a reasonable size, and you know, at the end of the day it is sort of just money lying around, and I really need to find a way of displaying more of my pins so I can actually see them. So I've been trying to be sort of really harsh in cutting down my pins. So if you are looking for any particular pins, then leave me a message and I can show you what I've got for sale. But I thought I'd show you today. There's not a lot here. I did think I had slightly a few more, but I think that's because I'm trying to like either they've been in a pre-sale and then I no longer want them and so I just resell them, or yeah, I just haven't really been buying that much, but I thought I'd show you what I have got. So let's start with real Disney pins. I've got 3 to show you. The first 2 are from the same collection, and it now completes my sort of collection of these series. This is the sort of Princess Compacts. This started off as being my first pin ever. This is the Belle pin. And this was one of the very first pins I ever bought. Back in 2003 is when this came out, so that was around about the time that I started buying pins. And unfortunately all I had was, when you opened it, all I had was this bit because the top half broke off and it was lost, so I couldn't even try and fix it back together. So I've been on the hunt for the Belle one specifically for nostalgic reasons, but I now have the whole collection of them because I just think they're really pretty. I don't know how long I'll keep these all in my collection for. I'm sure one day I will sell them on, but for now I really like the look of them, and especially this Belle one is really pretty. So you've got Belle's Castle, and then you open it up and it has a little mirror and the corresponding princess. So that was Belle and was much awaited for. And then I also have this Jasmine one. So there is sort of Aladdin's castle, and you open it up and there is Jasmine inside. Because these are really old pins, it is quite hard to find ones in pristine condition. So like this Jasmine one has just a couple little marks on it, but I'm not too bothered. But yeah, so there's like a Cinderella one, an Aurora one, I believe there's Ariel, Tinkerbell, Snow White, I want to say. But yeah, I'm pretty sure I've got them all now. So I was pleased to find those. And this one I was really excited to get. And this is a WDI pin, which are quite sought after pins. It stands for Walt Disney Imagineering, and usually can only be purchased by Disney cast members, so they tend to be resold at ridiculous prices. One of the sort of series that's been really popular lately is the set of cluster pins. They've released sort of 4 or 5 different waves of these, but this was the Pocahontas one and I was really excited to pick it up. And I got it for a really good price actually, because most of these cluster pins are selling for over $100, and I managed to get it, obviously not retail price because no one was reselling them for retail price, but for a very discounted rate compared to what everyone else is selling them for. So if I do ever want to resell it, I can still sort of make my money back on it. So this is the Pocahontas one. So you've got the willow tree, you've obviously got Pocahontas, you've got the little pug, his name is escaping me right now, and then also her friend, which is also escaping me. I'm a great Pocahontas fan, as you can tell. You've then got John Smith, and then my favourite Miko, and there's Flit as well. But this is a really like big pin. It is a limited edition of 250, but as you can see it's quite a sizable pin compared to the little compacts. And then this is what it looks like on the back. So you've got the sorcerer's hat, and it says Walt Disney Imagineering exclusive limited edition of 250. So I was pleased to get that, and you don't often see, I think that's why these clusters are so popular, because they have some more unusual characters on it, like Pocahontas's best friend. You don't often see her on pins, if at all, so that was a good one if you're, like, the whole series is good if you're a fan of a particular film or certain characters you may not necessarily usually see. And they did a lot of obscure films as well. So now I'll move on to fantasy pins. I have had a couple more fantasy pins come, but I have sold them. This first one I'm pretty sure I would like to sell, just because, I mean, it is a beautiful pin. I'm not saying that it's a beautiful large pin, but it doesn't spark as much joy as some of these others, and that's the way I've been looking at them. If it doesn't sort of make my heart sing, like the Marie Kondo method, then it's time to pass with it, and someone else might prefer it. So fantasy pins, if you don't know, are sort of fan artist created. They are not tradable in the parks, they're not licensed by Disney. Instagram is probably one of the better places to find fantasy pins, and there is a ton. And if you like more of like an obscure character or crossover of characters, things like that, fantasy pins are the way to find it. But I'm going on a bit of a tangent. So this is a Mary Poppins pin, and usually you buy these fantasy pins on a pre-sale and you don't get them for a couple of months, and then by then you're sort of over it, which I think is what's happened with this one. This is a Mary Poppins pin. It is super big. It was only a limited edition of 50, and it is really gorgeous. So you can see, obviously, it's got a kite and some flowers, it's got the penguins, you've got the carousel horse and a cup of tea. She's floating on a cloud. Again, you've got the big bit of the kite, you've got Big Ben, and then at the top you've got Mary Poppins with her umbrella and her carpet bag, and then it says practically perfect in every way in the tape measure. So again, it is a really beautiful pin, and I am on the fence about this. If you're interested in it, you can always leave me a comment if you want to trade or buy for it, but I'm not sure at the moment if I'm going to keep it or not. The next pin is another very popular pin sort of fantasy series, and this is, I think, part of like a Sweet Heroine collection, I think. I'm just going to see if it says on the back now. This was limited edition of 75, and this is gorgeous. Ariel pins where she's in her blue dress. I'm not such a big fan of her sort of in her actual tail and in some of her other outfits, like the pink outfit. I definitely prefer her blue dress, and this is what she looks like on this one. So again, really quite a large pin. In all of the character profiles, they have their eyes closed, and this has some flowers around it. I believe this was a floored one, so it was a bit cheaper, but really just like looking at it, you would not be able to tell. So I was pleased to have got that one to add to my Little Mermaid collection. I don't have a very big Little Mermaid collection because I am trying to sell a few. So if you are interested in sort of limited edition Little Mermaid pins, then send me a message. And then the last two are Aristocats, more specifically Marie, and these two I definitely am keeping. This first one is one I've been on the hunt for again, ages. I had the corresponding Toulouse and Berlioz one that is in this set, and I really just needed the Marie. So this is what it looks like. I'm just trying to get it off the backing card. So it is Marie, and she is by a ball of wool. So all of these pins had their kitten with the corresponding colour of ball of wool. So obviously this is the very glittery pink Marie one. How cute! So yeah, I'm pleased to have finally got that in my collection. Just like looking at it up close, the bottom of her foot isn't as white as the rest of the of her body. I don't know if the camera can pick that up, but I'm glad that I've got it. And then this pin I was very excited for. This, you can shop this person on Etsy. I will leave it on the backing card just so you can see. They do lots of sort of single profile characters in these really gorgeous like glittery hearts. And again, this was like a seconds collection. They had like a few that didn't pass their like first round of expectations, but I think it looks perfectly fine. And this is this Marie one. So as you can see there, that is the Etsy shop and Instagram name. And just how gorgeous is that pin? Super pretty. I was like snapped it up as soon as I saw it, because I love just like anything with like just the Marie profile. I feel they do Marie so much these days that you can get sort of a bit overwhelmed, but I thought this one was just absolutely gorgeous. And this is number 17 of 35 that were made. So yeah, really pleased with that, and that's a super cute one that I'm definitely going to keep. So that is actually all the pins that I've got to show you. I did buy quite a few sort of non-Disney pins for some of my British knitter work to go on my macrames. I will show you, just because I'm actually sat with them now, what they are and just explain them a bit. So I've just got 2 examples of them. Basically I hand knit these, and you can either have them just as they are, or you can add badges to them, which is a really cool way of displaying your badges. I've found maybe the heavier ones don't work as well. Maybe they would be better on the larger ones. I do small, medium sort of lot, and then large ones. So maybe this would be maybe slightly too heavy for a medium and a small, but little badges, little ones like this would be okay. So this is one of them that I've got with a few just displayed on. So I've been just buying these other little pins. If you're interested in where they're from, just leave me a message and I can get back to you, or if I can find them I will link them below. But definitely the ones that have even the silver backs on them, even if you've got Disney pins, possibly this add a silver, like one of those pinchy clasp back ones, rather than the ones that come with them, just because they sort of sit on them better. So there's that one, and then this one. So that's cute, that's got little tassels. And I'll actually just grab the one that I made to hang all my West Ham sport pins on, because it's sort of the West Ham claret and blue colours. So if there's a particular colour that you like, maybe you like Cinderella, I could do like a light blue one, and you can display with your Cinderella pin so it corresponds. But I have a ton of different colours. I'll leave my Etsy shop down below, but I'm more than happy to do any customs if you want a particular size, if you want tassels, or if you don't. If you've got an idea, I can be pretty flexible on it. But I'll just grab the one from outside to show you. So this is the one that we've got hanging up. So it's not just limited to Disney pins or non-Disney pins. These are like sports badges, so it looks just like a little sort of pennant, and I just have all my West Ham pins on there, which is good because now they're out I can see them, and I just put a nail in the wall and hang it up. So that is that. So I hope you enjoyed seeing some of these pins. If you are interested in my macrames, then I will leave the link down below for my shop, and yeah, I'll see you soon. Bye guys.